Happy Monday, happy Monday. Here we are on Facebook and on Instagram. Thank you for your kind support, Karen, for ability to see what's going on where. I think we should be able to be on Facebook now. And as always, we got Rookie joining, Karen there. I would like to begin our Monday Aliveness meditation today with a little bit of reflection on our past week, and with one word, let me know how your week has gone. What was the theme of your week? How did you feel about this week? And if maybe you had some insights on your upcoming year, right? We're still in January, and that is a beautiful time for us to reconsider our goals, or maybe to refresh our goals, or refresh our inspiration about our goals. And today's actual meditation will be about inspiration as a physical term, and also how inspiration translates into actual quality that helps us to maintain our goals. Because what happens, I'm not sure about you, but happens a lot in my life, is that I might be very, very inspired to do something, and more of a like aspiration. Last week I was personally working a lot with aspiring to all my goals, and aspiration and inspiration has a little bit of different qualities, I believe. So aspiring, it's like this bigger picture of what you would like to achieve, while inspiration really is bringing you to the current moment, like our breath. The moment we check in with our breath guides us back into present, into the now. So with inspiration, I would like us today to dive in again and to look at our habits, maybe, rather than just focusing on our goals, focusing on our everyday habits, and then notice how those habits will eventually lead us towards our goals, lead us towards our manifestation of that what we are creating in our life in that way. And so if you'd like to know a little bit more about aspiration, the last week theme was aspiration, as the sound was transiting through the gene key 54 of aspiration. I did my own reflection on it on my YouTube channel, which you can go and check out there. I will put in a link on my YouTube channel somewhere in comments and in whatever social media platform that I'm right now streaming into. And then also Spotify. One of my aspirations of 2020 was to podcast. I didn't know how to podcast. It sounded very complicated. It sounded like this other thing to do that I just necessarily didn't feel like doing. And then as I was reflecting on my aspiration, just out of nowhere, I was able to put together a podcast that lives right now on Spotify. And every week, I will be reflecting on this ongoing theme, ongoing word, let's call it, or ongoing gene key. If you're not sure what gene key is about, don't complicate your life. Just know that it's a theme. This is an emotion. It's a feeling that helps us to improve our potential, improve our aliveness in a way. So every week I will be reflecting on one gene key, or a specific transit of gene key that is happening within that week. And this week, transit, and gene key will be inspiration. So we'll talk more about inspiration. I invite you to reflect in your meditations today, this week, on inspiration in your life. And this will be sort of like an ongoing 1-year retreat of reflection on different gene keys. And you're welcome to join me. You're welcome to reflect and share your ideas, how that specific quality, how that specific emotion, feeling reflects in your life, shows up in your life, in your environment. and see where that leads us to. How much aliveness we can create together, individually first, and then together as a collective, as a planet, as a huge planetary being in that way. All right, and there's also, just since I'm already on the theme of retreats, I have a retreat starting tomorrow with new moon. We are starting small circle, small group retreat that is about 10 people. Currently we are 8, so we have 2 spots available for you to join us. And if you're interested, please message me here in DM me in any of the social media platforms that we are, and I'll send you out this special deal that is still available for 2 people that would like to join us for a month. We are committing our energy. The commitment of time would be meeting 2 hours a week on Zoom, but commitment will be mainly your work with your gene keys for a month to see what could actually happen to you, how much aliveness you can create through contemplation and meditation on your specific gene keys. All right, let's dive into Monday meditation, Monday program, let's call it, of mindfulness. And as always, we have different parts of how I structure my own practice, and also how I invite you to do this practice. So first thing first, I always approach mindfulness through the work with my body. And I do something small or something grand for my body. Anything that you do for your body is, by proxy, is grand. It's very, very good. So today, our movement, a little movement type of part, or would be this big stretch that I do in the morning, and I think a lot of us do in the morning, just natural stretch that we do. At least we have done it as little kids. I find that little kids and animals do natural stretch a lot. When they get up, they just stretch out, and they just do something for their body that is natural, that their body is calling to. And I find, and I notice, as we grow older and we get wrapped up in our plans and in our to-do lists and things to run to and things to go to, when we wake up in the morning, we might not even remember to give ourselves this delicious stretch that feels so wonderful. So regardless if it's in the morning or when you start your mindfulness practice, just do, it doesn't have to be a whole yoga practice. It simply could be a very simple, intuitive stretch that feels good to you. Most of the time, what feels really good to me is just to stretch my hands over my head and feel like I'm lengthening my spine. Like I can't even close my eyes and visualize my spine stretching out from the base of my spine all the way to the crown of my head. Energetically, what it does energetically as well, it is lengthening our chakras. Our energetic points, they align a little bit more as we do this simple stretch upwards. And another stretch that I like to do is a big stretch with my arms stretching out to the side. You probably cannot see me. My goodness, the camera is just too small to take in the grandiosity of this stretch. So a big stretch with your arms to the side, like you're about to embrace the world. And what are you actually doing? You're not just embracing the world, you are embracing yourself. So then from there, as you embrace the world, you also give yourself good hug, and you hold yourself at your shoulder blades if possible. So your elbows come a little bit closer together, maybe cross. So there are quite a few physiological things that you are doing. You are right now crossing the midline of your body, and with that you are stimulating your brain. You are creating some neuroplasticity just first thing in the morning. You are activating your brain. Then you would do this big stretch one more time. Do the same stretch of holding yourself, giving yourself an energetic hug, but making sure that you're alternating your hands, noticing which one hand goes above, which one hand goes below, and do the same thing, maybe a few times, giving yourself really nice, energetic hug, holding yourself. Also, when I do this little hold to myself, I breathe in. I take a deep breath into my lower abdomen, sending the breath all the way into my upper body, and I feel expansion of my lungs three-dimensionally, not only in the front of my body, but also in the sides of my body and at the back. And so I feel how inspiration, remember that word? Literally, inspiration comes from our ability to breathe fully and to express ourselves fully in our full potential. So as I hold myself in the self-hug, I feel my breath. And I allow it to fill me up as much as possible. And then as I breathe out, I empty my lungs and I see my body relaxing. So this very simple movement gives you so many benefits, physiological benefits of stretching your spine, stretching your intercostal muscles of your rib cage. Also, maybe my personal strangeness, it reminds me what happens to me when I sometimes go to a chiropractor, and one of the things that he does, my wonderful chiropractor does to me, he does this movement to me, and he kind of presses onto my arms, and my whole entire body does little cracks and pops, and aligns my vertebrae in place where they need to be. So, and then energetically, as I mentioned before, you are not only allowing yourself to hold yourself in your hands, to give yourself a beautiful energetical hug of your own being, but you're also reminding yourself of the preciousness of your breath and connection to your own body. So that's our movement. I hope you've done this with me as you were watching. Have you done this with me? Give me some feedback, give me some comments. Teresa said, how exciting. Self-hugs are always exciting. Give me feedback on your movement. All right, last theme was clarity for some of you. I love that very much. And inspiration, yes, more of that is coming up. So then after your movement part, we as always dive into the breathing part. And from last week, our breathing theme and our breathing progression was just simply breathing into one part of our nose, into our right nostril, and then into our left nostril. Just noticing how each part of our nose, how each nostril works, how it functions. Maybe one nostril breathes a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Not so important. Most important that it's functioning, because as mentioned before, each nostril alternates in the capacity of breathing every 90 minutes. So every 90 minutes, one nostril will be a little bit more open, then next 90 minutes, the other nostril will be more open. So today we are going to bring these two together, and we will combine breathing in through one nostril. So I'm going to breathe in into my left nostril, thinking that, or feeling even, rather than just thinking, visualizing maybe even, the breath, your inhalation, your inspiration going through the left nostril. And as you're breathing out, the breathing out is happening through your right nostril 3 times. Let's do this 3 times. Take a moment to just sit back and breathe in into your left nostril. And then as you're breathing out, feel, imagine, visualize breathing out through your right nostril. Let's do this a few more times at our own pace. Breathing in, feeling as well expansion and 3-dimensional expansion of your whole entire body, from abdomen to your lungs, to your back, to the sides of your body. And just reflecting, noticing this breathing from left nostril, breathing out into right 3 times. Then let's do the same thing to the other part. Will be your right nostril, breathing in, and then breathing out into your left nostril. Also, let's practice this for 3 times. You can keep your eyes closed, you can keep your eyes open, not so important. The most important thing is that we are working with awareness of our own breathing. And as we breathe through the right, breathing out through the left, notice how this is reflecting in your physiology, how this type of breath is speaking to your whole entire body. And that was also 3 times. And then next 3 times of breath, we just simply going to breathe in through our both nostrils at the same time. And breathing out through your both nostrils. A few more times just like this. Breathing in through both nostrils. Breathing out both nostrils. And then take a moment to simply notice how this different type of breaths make you feel in your physiology, make you feel in your body. Also maybe notice how this type of breath gave your mind something to do, focusing on your breath. And while you were focusing on your breath, kind of being focused a little bit more on something internal as our breath, how maybe your mind had a little bit of time and space to just be without, focusing too much on our goals and our plans and our to-do lists and on things that we are always running about to accomplish. And then usually after this type of breath, I would continue in my own practice in conscious relaxation. That curiosity, I always kind of teach it as a point of curiosity as you breathe through these different parts of your nose, right? If you kind of like start being a little explorer and scientist of your own breathing, it usually awakens curiosity of your own body, of your own breath. And then allow that theme, that quality of curiosity to guide you into your meditation. And before you move into more focus onto your breath, I encourage you to also take a moment to relax each part of your body and connect to each part of your body in a more conscious way, in a more holistic way. And today we would do it through body scan technique. As before, it was more of a conscious relaxation part as I would lead you through each part of your body. Today, this is a little bit more reminding of or inspired by body scan type of practice. So as I teach body scan, I usually encourage people to think of the joints, or you don't have to even know anatomy, but just think how you relate to the joints in your body. To kind of like more of a bony parts of your being. So think of relaxing let's go from the top butt to the toes today. So let's think of relaxing our skull. Think and reflect on relaxation on your skull. And also relax your facial muscles. Let your face to just be very, very soft, and your eyes be soft. Relaxing our nose, since we were working so much with our nose today, breathing into one part, into the other. Think of relaxing your nose, relaxing your cartilage right here, the bridge of your nose. You think your nose is a very hard-working part of your body. It works every single second of your life. And relax your teeth and your jaw. And relax the back of your neck, the back of your head. Relax the clavicle and your shoulders. And feel relaxation going into your spine, relaxing your spine as well. Relaxing your hips and hip bones, knees, knee joints, ankles, all the way to our toes. So become a little bit more aware today of our skeletal system, of our skeleton. And then from that relaxation, as you're relaxing deeper into your architecture, into your physiology with your breath, let's take a moment to reflect on our inspiration. Our simple ability to breathe. And using this ability as a constant, never-ending, unlimited, regenerative capacity of our own being to create, to birth, to give, to share, and then maybe sometimes when you feel a little low on inspiration, as sometimes that happens, simply go back to your breath and notice maybe your breath, maybe your inspiration is guiding you into some other direction. Maybe it's a whole way different direction from what your mind envisioned this to be. But taking a moment to still our mind so that we can hear and feel our breath, feel our inspiration happening to us every second of our life. Before we dedicate this little moment of mindfulness learning and connection, let's notice where maybe you can feel a little bit more inspiration in your physical body right now. There's no right or wrong place for your inspiration to be. Just notice where it is for you today. And then collectively, let's dedicate this moment of connection to whatever that is your wish to dedicate this energy, this practice to today, to yourself and maybe to others. And also our intention to continue exploring our inspiration for this week ahead of us. And then if you had your eyes closed, once you open your eyes, allow your inspiration to flow out into your environment and to energize everything that is around you and everyone that is around you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to take a few questions if you have any questions available. See all of the friends that were able to join today. Betty, hi Betty, thank you so much for joining. Rocky, Sanjita, all the way from India. Anastasia, Kathy, thank you so much for being here. Lawrence, Claudia, thank you Claudia so much for joining. Oh my goodness, what a gift! That's one wonderful thing about Facebook and Instagram is that sometimes you see friends that you haven't seen in real lives in a long, long time, and it gives you a really nice, warm, wonderful feeling of connection to the people you know. Wonderful. Okay, I see no questions so far. Been scrolling quite a lot. Let's see what the week ahead of new moon is going to bring us. As always, regardless of what this week is giving you, remember to tap into your breath, to tap into your ability to balance and harmonize yourself, and into your inspiration. Looking forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place, with gratitude and love.